right. Well, I am excited. This is Michelle Gines, founder, CEO of Purpose Publishing, here with another installment of the Let's Connect sessions. And you guys know that when I come on and do these, you just never know who is going to be essentially in the room, so to speak. And today I've got a wonderful, wonderful woman of God who in Linessa Frazier, the author, speaker, facilitator. This girl's got it all going on. So Linessa, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here. And thank you for the invitation to hang out with you just a little bit today, Michelle.
Yeah, I am so glad that you have the time. And so, you know what, Linessa, I always just like to kind of dive in. So first, for some that may not have met you or known of you, I would like for you to kind of give a little bit of background about who Linessa Frazier is. Who is this author and speaker and facilitator? Tell us a little bit about yourself, girl.
Well, I am not a native Kansan. I am a transplant from South Carolina. That's where I grew up. And by way of Nashville, I got here to Kansas, over 30 years ago now. It's kind of scary to even consider that. But I guess I'm almost indigenous now since I've been here that long. But I currently work within the school district. I work for USD 435, which is in Topeka, Kansas, and just enjoy English so much as a profession. I taught for a while, taught English, and just kind of developed into an author now after all these years. But a few of the things that I do here in the Topeka area, in addition to working, I serve on several boards here in the community, as well as hanging out with my husband, who's a pastor of one of the local churches. Have 3 kids, 2 daughters and a bonus son, and even some grandkids. So with all that being said, I think I'm kind of busy.
I would say so. I would totally agree with that. Well, Linessa, it certainly sounds like you have, you're not looking for space on your calendar to add things in because there's lots of space available. So I really feel good now that I was able to get in with you. But I want to, as we kind of get started, I'm asking everybody that I'm talking to now, because 2020 is certainly going to go down in history as a historic moment for not only the United States, but globally and kind of around the world. What have you found to be, what was your biggest challenge in this year, specific to whether professionally or personally? And then how did you meet that challenge, and how are you planning to go into 2021 ready and armed for this next year?
Oh, wow. What a great question. 2020 has been a challenging year for most of us, if not all of us. And being a person who doesn't typically take an easy route out, my 2020 was extremely challenging. Of course, being in the education field, that in and of itself, and being over technology in our school environment, that was a challenge. In addition to that, I was also finishing up my master's degree. And so that was layered on top of being a caregiver for my mom who has dementia, and just crazy things that just pop off on a daily basis. And so the word that I use for this year is beleaguered. Beleaguered. I am tired beyond belief, and not just physically, but mentally as well, because it's been such a challenging year.
It has.
With that, I've thought about, what does 2021 really look like? What do I want to do? Well, I'll be a graduate for one thing. So that's one thing off my plate. So yay, come on Friday. In addition to that, I'd like to face the new year with a resolve to take care of me, take care of my family, take care of my faith, and really to make sure that the things that we learned in 2020 aren't just things that we look back at and go, wow, that really was hard, but wow, I really learned from that. And here's my perspective, here's my pivot as a result of the things that I've learned. So that's how I'd like to go into 2021.
No, that's good. You know what? And there was, when you talked about, not only being in education and the technology portion of education, but then also being a student, and having that, playing both sides. I know that there are a lot of individuals that I work with that not only were they the parent, but then they had to be the teacher because their kids now are in school, are at home doing school. And so this year has been crazy, but it sounds like, hey, you've got all those key learnings, those things that are important and preparation going into 2021. So I think you're going to have a good year in 2021.
Well, I'm praying that's the case.
So now, in spite of or despite 2020 being as it has been, what would you say has been the biggest and best surprise? Has there anything that has surprised you in the last 6 months that you're like, oh wow, okay, you know what, 2020, it's crazy, but here was a good thing. Here was a big surprise where something positive that you got that you taken with you.
Probably the resilience of people. We talk about people not doing well and people just not being able to sustain during 2020, but I've seen opportunities where people have become resilient as a result of having to be or needing to be for themselves or for their families or for their careers. And so that's one of the things that surprised me, how resilient we as a people can become and can sustain ourselves in being.
Yeah, no, that's good. And so that leads us right into, because, hey, the reason that we are on here today is that we are talking about the Life I Love book collaboration. You and an additional 9 authors, it's 10 of you guys total that are participating in this book project with the visionary Richenda Pickens, who I'm telling you, she's off the chain and we love her. We love her to pieces. Hello, Richenda. I know you're tuning in. So tell me, what made you jump into this project, Linessa?
Michelle, have you met Richenda? Obviously, there is no with Richenda. I am so humbled and so honored that she even extended an opportunity to me to participate. And initially I thought, I have a whole lot going on and I'm not sure that I would be the right person or this would be the right time in order to do this. And when I expressed that to her, she was like, whatever, you're participating. And, so you know what? I have a yes in my heart for our friend, Richenda.
Yes.
And enough said.
Enough said. Absolutely. So this book is 10 stories of freedom to really live the life you love. So tell us a little bit, because I know each author has something different that they are contributing. Everybody's story is different. Those experiences that made you get to a place where you love this life. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, for my segment, it really chronicles my experience, my journey with breast cancer. And it was not a fun journey. And I don't know anyone who has traveled that road who would ever say that it was a fun journey or even a sorority that you would want to invite someone in, being part of the club with breast cancer. And so my journey, or my portion of the book, talks about my journey and how I got through the valley very close to the shadow of death and moved past that and ended up with the life I live, obviously through the help of the Lord, because that's the only way that I made it.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. And so how many years ago was that for you, Linessa? How many years survivor are you?
I was initially diagnosed in 2006, June 20th of 2006 to be exact. And I no longer call myself a survivor. I am now a thriver because I have Hey, I've gone there, and you get to survive when you're just making it. I believe you begin to thrive when you can look back and give back
Yeah.
through that journey. And so that's what I'm doing with this segment of the book. And so yeah, I consider myself a thriver now.
A thriver. I love that. Yeah, girl, I've got to coin that phrase now. She is
Do that.
a thriver. No, that's good. You know what? And sometimes we hold on to titles and things a little too long, and so hey, I'm glad that your story has evolved. And I am so glad,
Absolutely.
hey, that you beat it. You overcame and you lived to tell the
Absolutely.
story. And this
Yes.
is the story that you're telling. So that is awesome. That is awesome. I think that'll be a big encouragement. I had a chance to read your piece, and I thought it was exceptional. I thought,
Thank
sometimes
you.
you look at a person and you don't know all the glory behind the story behind the glory is what they say. And
Yes.
I tell you what, Linessa, you are amazing. You're an amazing woman, amazing wife, mother, girl.
Praise God.
I love seeing your Facebook posts from time to time, and you share out there, and which I think is good, because sometimes it's very easy when you've experienced something like that. It's very easy to kind of stay in a place where you're not thriving. And you're surviving. So I love that phrase. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So Linessa, what would you say if anybody came in and they got a portion of this interview? What do you want people to know? What should they take away with? What's the message that Linessa Frazier leaves for all those who come across her path?
As I reflect back on my journey, and as I reflect even back on this year, one of the things that I would like to leave people with is the responsibility of leaving a legacy, the responsibility of knowing that somebody's watching, somebody is seeking your knowledge, somebody is seeking your experience, the things that you've gone through. And so I'm not saying that you have to be a role model in everything you do, because guess what? We're all human. Every single one of us are human. But I think you need to consider, what legacy am I leaving, not only to my family, not only to my children, but to my community, to my country, to my world, and really think about that, and figure it out and do that.
Yeah, that is amazing. I love it. I love it, girl. You're inspirational. I didn't have that in your title, but I'm sure you do some inspirational speaking when you're talking to the Christian women. And so, Linessa, before we get out of here tonight, I want to make sure that people can connect with you. And one of the things too, I don't think we shared this, but I wanted to make sure that we do. One of the things you told me as we were getting started was that you do some cultural and diversity training. You do some facilitating, and I know this year has been one of those years where a lot of that has been needed for companies, for big business, small business, government agencies and stuff. It sounds like you do a lot of that for a lot of different groups. And so I want to be able to put people in contact with you. So give us the email. If someone wants to reach out to you, would they get in contact with you?
Absolutely. I absolutely adore speaking, facilitating, just conversating even. And if you'd like to contact me, you may do that at authorlinessa@gmail.com. That's authorlinessa@gmail.com.
Awesome. We would definitely have people to reach out to you. And Linessa, you are amazing, girl. I appreciate you taking some time out today and being able to spend it with me. I tell you, these 15 minutes seem like they go like water running out of a glass. It goes too quick. It goes way too quick.
Absolutely.
Well, I am excited to get the book. The Life I Love book is coming out. It releases January of 2021. Linessa is authors that's a part of that project. So we look forward to hearing. I cannot believe that just happened here at the end.
It's all good.
Michelle, hey, so thank you guys all for tuning in. I always appreciate chit-chatting and talking to these wonderful women of God. Linessa Frazier, who is the author, speaker, and facilitator. Contact her at authorlinessa@gmail.com. If you need any assistance with those cultural or diversity type conversations and training, she does it all through Renaissance Management and Training Solutions. She's your girl. Get in contact with her. Linessa, I look forward to seeing you and talking to you again. And I can't wait till the book comes out. So God bless you.
And thank you. And thank you, Michelle. God bless you. And I appreciate the invitation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, have a good one. And we will touch base with you again soon. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in.